Hey friends and neighbors, Joe Musso coming at you here with video number 4 of the 7-part video series we're calling A Clear Vision of Easter. And I want to welcome you into one of my favorite places here. This is my garage. I enjoy hanging out here. And I thought this would be a good place for us to talk about one of the most distorted doctrines in Christianity, and that is the doctrine of salvation. Now, this is an important one for us to get right, because if we don't get this one right, according to theologians for centuries that are way smarter than me, if we don't have a good understanding of this and how it applies, then what we're doing may very well not lead to salvation. So we want to make sure we get this right. And here's how this doctrine has been distorted throughout the centuries. They take the gospel and they try to add stuff to it. So you are saved by faith plus works, your good deeds, your giving to charities, all the volunteer hours that you do. Faith plus works leads to salvation. That's a distortion. They'll say you're saved by grace plus merit. You know, your reputation, your good standing in the church, the fact that you're an elder or a 6th-generation Christian. Faith or grace plus that merit leads to salvation. And again, that's a distortion. They'll say you are saved by Christ plus the help of other mediators. And those mediators might be people who are dead and gone, or they might be people here on earth still trying to help you out. They'll also say that you are saved by Scripture, or through Scripture and through the practices of a religious organization or a church or church tradition, and those things lead to salvation. Again, a distortion. Or they'll say you're saved for the glory of God and for the glory of a church or a leader or even yourself. And all of these are perversions of the gospel. And the doctrine of salvation is actually quite simple, and it can be surmised in one word, and that word is alone. And I get that word alone from what's known as the 5 solas. We are saved by faith alone, by grace alone, in Christ alone, according to Scripture alone, for the glory of God alone. And we see that Christ and God do everything. There's no man, no mediator, no church that can help out with the process of salvation. And this is an amazing thing. In fact, Jesus Christ himself, he even said, no man comes to the Father except by me. There's no helpers. There's no way. Christ is the only way to heaven and to eternal life. And I think God set it up like that because, first of all, if I could earn my way to heaven, there's no need for Christ. There's no need for God. I have the power of salvation in myself. And as we know, I don't, and none of us do. But we wouldn't have a need for Easter. There would be no need for the cross if we could earn our own salvation. And if we could earn our own salvation, how arrogant and puffed up would we be? In fact, that was the problem with the Pharisees. They thought that all of their religious practices made them these amazing people and that they were above everybody else. And the Bible actually calls that boasting. And God eliminates all boasting in us being able to achieve our own righteousness. And finally, if Christ is able to do all of this, then all of the thanks, all of the love, all of the affection, and all of the praise, if you will, would go directly to God and to no man, no mediator, and no church. So God would get all the credit, and that's exactly what God wanted, was for him to receive all the credit for the work of salvation. And you might think, well, God's kind of selfish to do that, or God's a bit of a megalomaniac to set it up like that, and it's really actually quite a beautiful thing, because it removes all fear and all uncertainty. Because could you imagine how topsy-turvy of a world you'd be living in if you're sitting there wondering, well, did I do enough good stuff? Have I done too much bad stuff? Does my good outweigh my bad? And that uncertainty, and what a bummer it would be to go up to heaven and find out that you were 3 good deeds short, or 2 good deeds short, or 1 good deed short of making it into heaven because you just didn't do enough. Well, the fact that Christ did it all removes all of that fear and all of that uncertainty. And I know that when I pass on from this world and I stand before God, I can trust in the fact that Christ did everything and that he alone purchased and worked out my salvation, and I didn't have to do any of it. And what a peace that brings. Again, I want to thank everyone for being a part of this video series. Hope it's adding to your Easter. God bless everyone richly.